So, we are all welcome to this very program. My name is Kambai, and I'm happy to have you all here. And um, I would like to pass the mic over to Kuyet, and then he will pass the mic to all of us, and then we introduce ourselves before the presenter comes in. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Kambai. Good evening, everyone. Once again, welcome to today's session of the Mentor Me program being organized by the Tyap Wikimedians User Group. My name is Kuyet, and I am part of the organizers of this program. So, thank you very much. At this point, I would like to pass the mic to who is there? Okay, to Wayham. Kindly introduce yourself, Wayham, and then pass the mic to the next person.
Thank you. Good evening, all. My name is Wayham Sylvester Namborno from Tyap Wikimedia User Group. Thank you. I
You're welcome.
hand over to our PI.
Allah ka daina duka yana.
Baki Rama, baki da
Okay,
mutum da ke
El
kina da ke
Hussein,
da
El Hussein, kindly mute your mic. Nice. El Hussein, please mute your mic. Mute your mic. El Hussein.
All right, sorry.
Okay, so Wayham, you pass the mic to who?
I pass the mic to BI.
BI.
Fabi Ishaku.
Okay, Babi. Okay. So, Babi, if you are speaking, we can't hear you. Okay, so while he's trying to find his way around, I think the network may have kicked him out. Uh, let's pass the mic to who's there? Okay, let's pass the mic to Eli. Ellie.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good
My
evening.
name is my name is Eli Samson from Tyap Wikimedia User Group.
You're welcome, bro. Please pass the mic to the next
Nice to
person.
meet you all.
Thank you.
So I pass the mic to Favor Haruna.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Favor Haruna. I'm also a member of Tyap Media User Group. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Please pass the mic to the next person, Favor.
Okay, I pass it to, is it TF?
Okay. TF. TF, are you there?
I'm here.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is my name is ChristLike from Tyap Wikimedians.
Hello.
Okay. Ryokundi.
I'm
Can
here.
you, yes, can you introduce yourself, sir?
Okay. My name is Ryokundi Zax Bature from the Geo Incubator Wikipedia.
You're welcome, sir. Can you
And I
pass?
pass the mic to, I don't know who, to the next person.
Okay. And who is the next person?
Okay, maybe I'm the next person. My name is Olo Francis, aka Naturally. I'm a member of Tyap Wikimedians User Group, and it's
Nice
nice
one.
to be here. So I'm passing the mic to El Hussein.
Okay.
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, El Hussein.
Thank you. My name is Husseini Mohammed, popularly known as El Hussein. I'm a member of Hausa Wikimedians User Group. I'm also a member of Bole Wikipedia. I'm also a Grand Committee member in the Wikimedia User Group Nigeria. Nice to meet you all.
You are welcome. Thank you very much. Please, okay, can you pass the mic to the next person?
Okay, I pass the mic to Baba Ishaku.
That's Babi Ishak.
Okay, Babe Ishaku, thank you.
Well, I've introduced myself already, but it's no harm introducing myself again.
Please do.
I'm Babe Ishaku. I'm a member of the Tyap Wikimedia Group. Yeah, it's nice to be here. And
Thank you.
I'll pass the mic to who has not introduced himself here.
Okay,
Okay,
maybe I
let's
can do that.
say Favor. I pass the mic to Favor.
No, she have introduced herself. Okay, let's pass the mic to
Favor Haruna.
Anthony. Yes, let's pass the mic to Anthony Danjuma.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Danjuma Anthony. I'm a member of the Tyap Wikimedians User Group. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we still have one other person. Oyoma. Iyoma. Okay, yeah. DPO. Can you introduce
Good
yourself?
evening. Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Asile Peter. I'm a member of Tyap Wikimedians User Group.
Thank you, Douglas. Thank you. So
Good
while we
evening,
are on,
everybody.
thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Who can hear you?
Okay, my name is Peter Daudu. I'm a member of TIAP.
Okay, I can't see who is. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so we have other person. Okay, that's Jacob. Can you introduce yourself? You are just coming in. Joshua. Okay, I think Joshua, you didn't. Okay, all right. So at this point, I would like to. I think our guest speaker is on the call. So I will pass the mic to Kambai to say a few things before we introduce our guest speaker. Kambai, over to you. Your mic is okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for all introducing yourselves. But at this very moment, I think I will still need 1 more minute to be able to, you know, talk very well. So maybe I will still give back the mic to Kuyet, then he will speak about what we did yesterday, and then I will come in. Yeah.
Okay. So our guest speaker is already on the call. So will it be okay for us to just go straight and introduce him so he can begin whatsoever the presentation is?
Yeah. So let's go on.
All right. So once again, good evening, everyone. I can see that the house is, there are difference between half full and half empty, but it is likely that the house is half full today. So we're all welcome to today's session. So today we'll be looking at wiki data, but I will leave that to our guest speaker. So when he comes, he is going to introduce the topic properly as it is. So our guest speaker today is none other person than Chinonso Chidi with the username King ChristLike. So he's a biomedical scientist, administrator on the Igbo Wikipedia, and a role baker on Wikidata. committed to the open knowledge movement and indigenous language advocacy. So this is someone that is so passionate about the open movement. He has been so active in the Wikimedia space, and he's there here to share his experience with us. And for those of us who have been contributing on Wikidata, maybe today we might likely see some things that are different. And for those of us who never make any contribution, please just pull down your seat and relax. Enjoy the ride as I hand over the mic to our speaker for today. So, Mr. ChristLike, over to you, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Friday, and thank you to Kambai. Good evening, everyone. My apologies for joining the call a bit late. I'm having some technical challenges with the GT, but all the same, glad to be here. And today, briefly, we'll talk about Wikidata, and also we'll do some demo as well, and then we'll take questions after the session so that we can be fast. So I'll run through the slides in a few minutes, and then we can do the demo, which is I believe is more important than the slides. Also, I'll share my screen. Just a second. So we're talking about Wikidata, Wikidata and beyond, some of the fundamental practices that we have in Wikidata. We learn about the policies, learn about the guidelines, and all that there is on Wikidata. So we'll talk about what is Wikidata, the components of Wikidata, what are the principles, the policies, misconceptions, and major and minor edits on Wikidata as well. So at the end of this session, you'll be able to know what Wikidata is. We'll be able to make some edits on Wikidata as well. So what is Wikidata, first of all? Wikidata is a free and open knowledge base that is read, edited, and used by both humans and machines. So you must have heard about Wikidata before, and maybe you'll be wondering, oh, even if you've not heard, what is Wikidata? So Wikidata is an open knowledge base that both human beings and machines use it. And so people go on Wikidata to get information, useful data that they use for research or anything at all. And people who use Wikidata are human beings like you and me. And so the way that Wikidata is arranged is that it stores all its data in a structured format. So unlike Wikipedia, where it stores the information there as articles and pages, but on Wikidata, everything is in a structured format, in a sense that is well arranged in a format that you just need to, it gives you what you need straight to the point. And Wikidata is also linked to other Wikimedia projects. You can link it to Wikipedia pages or Wikimedia Commons, Wikiquotes, Wikivoyage, and all of that. So Wikidata is linked to other Wikimedia projects. And anything you see on Wikidata is under a free license, which is the Creative Commons 0. And can be exported using standard formats. It can be interlinked to other open data sets on the linked data web. So when we go more in the session, you'll be able to get a deeper understanding. But generally, Wikidata is an open and free knowledge base, unlike some other knowledge base that you have to pay or you need permission. No, you don't need permission from Wikidata to use the data or to read the data or to edit the data. It is free. It can be edited by human beings and also robots. So yeah, that's Wikidata for you. And so this is how the interface looks like for those of you who are seeing for the first time, and for those who are already who have already interacted with Wikidata before. That's how the interface looks like. And yes, so what are the components of Wikidata? You see, on Wikidata we have different components that make sure that Wikidata remains organized and structured. And so every information that you find on Wikidata is categorized as, is grouped into entities and properties. So when we say entity, the entity could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a concept, it could be an abstract topic. Anything can be an entity. So for instance, if you are creating an item or you want to create an item, or you have seen an item that has been created about maybe a place, Kaduna, is regarded as an entity first, or a person like Friday is an entity. So everything is organized into entities and properties. And so that entity is called an item. So an item is a combination of different statements. I'll break it down again. Everything on Wikidata is organized into entities and properties. And those entities, we call them item. Unlike on Wikipedia, we call it article or a page. But on Wikidata, we call it item. So I hope we are together. Next is the property. So for each item, it has a property that defines it. So for instance, if you have an item about a human being who is the Bola Tinubu, who is the president, the property that you can use, for example, maybe to describe him or add more information, or for somebody to know who is Bola Tinubu, if he's a human being or if he's a team of the person, you can use the property of instance of and say he's a human being. You can also use another property to say occupation and you say he's a politician. You can also use another property like sex or gender to say, okay, he is male. If he's a female, you say the person is a female. You can also use another property, date of birth, you put in his date of birth there. So all those things are properties. So when you combine a property and a value together, you make a statement. So let me break it down in simple words. If you have an item about Friday Musa is an item, but we don't know Friday Musa that much because we don't have statements that include properties to define Friday Musa. So for us to have more information, we begin to build statements using properties. If you know Friday Musa is a Nigerian, you now say, okay, his country of citizenship, you say Nigeria. That is one. Next thing you can say, oh, Friday Musa is a male. So you say sex or gender, you say male. Then if you know his occupation, you say Friday Musa is a writer, you say put it there, writer. Then date of birth, you put his date of birth there. And so all of these things that you are building up, gathering bits of information containing properties and their values. They're using it to build statements that describe Friday Musa in a better way. And so I hope we are following now. And I hope it's clear now. And so these items now have labels and descriptions. So the label is the most widely and common name of that item. So if you have an entity, an item about a place, like Zuma Rock, for instance, the Zuma Rock will be the label. Then the description will be like a 1-line or a 2-line, most definitely 1-line sentence telling us what is this item about. That's the description. So that's how it works. Also, you can store your information in multiple languages in a way that you can have not just in English, you can describe the item and also translate the label to other languages like Igbo, like Yoruba, like Tyap, like Hausa, different like French, Spanish, Arabic, and all of that. So Wikidata is multilingual. You can describe your items in different languages and also the labels as well. And so one other thing we need to know is that Wikidata uses QIDs. What we call QIDs is a unique identifier. Every entity has a unique code that starts with the letter Q and then followed by some numbers. We call it QID. It's used to distinguish different items. Even in our day-to-day, an object or a person more than one person can have same name. Like now, there's somebody answering Friday Musa we have in the Tyap Wikimedians User Group. There's another entity somewhere else now in this world that the person's name is also. I've seen somebody who answers my name, my both names before. And so on Wikidata, it's possible that we can have an entity with the same name, same label. So how do we distinguish that this one is different from this one? That's why the unique identifier is important. Just like in the supermarket, when you go to the supermarket, some of the items are labeled with some codes. So most of those big supermarkets, they use codes to distinguish the items, just so that there will not be any confusion and just for clarity's sake. So the same way it applies on Wikidata, we have this code. Every item you create or that has already been created has a unique identifier assigned to it. And as you all know, very important is references. Anything you're putting on the Wikimedia platform, either on Wikipedia or Wikiquotes or Wikidata, whatever project, you need to add a reliable source. Where did you get information from? That information you are putting on Wikidata, you must provide a reliable reference to back it up so that anybody can verify and say, okay. You see, sometimes people put up information, we cannot tell which one is true or not. But when we have reliable sources, it can be verified and say, okay, yes, this information is correct. Or if it's not, it can be deleted. So this is a graphical image that shows all these things I've explained. It makes it more clear. So we have this entity who is Douglas Adams, and the label I told you is the name of the entity, which is also Douglas Adams, and the description, who is Douglas Adams. We have his description here, that is an English writer and a humorist. And then you see the Q42. Q42 is the unique identifier for Douglas Adams. If you type in Q42 on Wikidata, this is the only thing that you will see that will come as Douglas Adams. So if there's any other Douglas Adams, they will assign a different number to that Douglas Adams. You understand? So that's how it works. And so I told you the statement is the combination of a property and a value. So these statements help to add more information, help to describe the item more so that people will be able to understand, okay, now Douglas Adams, where did he school? You see, educated at St. John's College. The property is on the left, then the values are on the right. So you see where he schooled at St. John's College, They put the qualifiers that even add extra information to tell you what time it started, what time it ended, the academic degree he bagged, which is the bachelor's of art degree. Academic major was English literature. And then he puts 2 references that you can verify. You can see them here. And so this is how it usually is on Wikidata. Anything you put must add a reliable source that is verifiable by anybody at all. Most times when we go on Wikidata, most of the information there, if you click on references, it's either there's no reference or the reference is not even verifiable or it's not a reliable source. And those are the things that we don't want on Wikidata. We only want data that is accurate and reliable. So yeah. Now, what are the policies and the guidelines and the misconceptions about Wikidata? Let's run it through. First of all, the principle we have is that Wikidata is a collaborative project. We only grow when different people keep volunteering to edit, add more information, and to even fact check the one that is already existing to be sure that the information and the data there is accurately represented. So different people are working together to make Wikidata grow every day. This year, 2025, Wikidata will celebrate the 13th birthday. And so Wikidata is a project that has been existing for close to 13 years now. And it's collaborative. It depends on a joint group work, you know. And so, like I said, the information you add on Wikidata must be verifiable and supported by reliable sources. So every statement should be referenced. Every statement should be referenced. And when you're adding information on Wikidata, make sure that you uphold the principle of the NPOV, which we call neutral point of view. Don't upload information or don't edit things from a non-neutral point of view. Don't bring in bias, sentiments, or personal opinion into it. It's going to alter the credibility of the data or the information. Sometimes, for instance, when people are trying to upload maybe data about elections or politics, they'll maybe forge the number, falsify numbers, or forge some information, or exaggerate some things. You see, those kind of things now are not done from a neutral point of view, and it has a lot of bias, which is not accepted on Wikidata. Whatever thing you're bringing should be without bias, without a personal opinion. Make sure you are upholding the principle of the neutral point of view. And this Wikidata that we're talking about is used by different people, like both researchers, both students, both software developers. Different people come to use data on Wikidata, even movie producers, songwriters, actors, actresses. Different people use Wikidata that you don't even know about. Some engineers too use Wikidata. Some medical personnel use Wikidata. Top political organizations use Wikidata. So Wikidata is widely used by so many people, so many different people from all over the world. That is why it's important that we make sure to maintain the credibility, so that it will not be said, oh, Wikidata is a platform that supports false information or the information there is biased. So we don't want to have that story. And so there's some misconceptions people have about Wikidata. Number one, people think that Wikidata is Wikipedia, but Wikidata is not Wikipedia. You see, Wikidata is different. Wikipedia is different. Both of them are both Wikimedia projects. Understand? But Wikidata is a structured data repository, but Wikipedia is an encyclopedia, an online encyclopedia that has articles and pages and all of that. But on Wikidata, you will not see articles, you will not see pages. what you see is a structured data format for different entities. And so that's it about Wikidata and Wikipedia. Most people ask, what's the difference between Wikimedia, Wikipedia, Wikidata? Let me give you this analogy that I've always used most of the time. Wikimedia is let's take Wikimedia to be the faculty. And then in the faculty in the university, you have different departments that are under the faculty. And so Wikimedia is the faculty. Wikipedia, Wikidata, Wikimedia Commons, Wikivoyage, so many other projects are under the Wikimedia. So Wikipedia and Wikidata are sister projects that are under the Wikimedia Foundation. And so that's the very clear and most simple definition of these wikis. So secondly, people say that Wikidata is unreliable. Wikidata is not unreliable, largely because there are robots who are working to validate the data there and maintaining the activities. We also have admins and also persons with some user rights like rollbackers and different other rights that make sure the information and the data there remains reliable. So it's a community-driven effort. So you cannot say that Wikidata is unreliable. That is why I always advocate whatever anybody, any user, whatever any editor is bringing on Wikidata should be something that, is reliable. Make sure you back it up with a reference and not just anyhow reference, reliable source. Because if you don't put up a reliable source, you question the information. And if the information is not verifiable, then it will be taken down. So these things are admin efforts that help the Wikidata project to continue to thrive. Another thing, people say that Wikidata is a finished project. There's nothing else to do again. There's a whole lot to do on Wikidata. Sometimes can spend hours on Wikidata trying to either correct false information, trying to edit, trying to do one thing or the other. And so all of these things are continuous. It doesn't end because every minute somebody is creating a new item or improving a new item, and whatever edit that has been made needs to be validated, needs to be sure that it's correct. So it's not a finished project. It keeps being updated, keeps being improved, just so that it will maintain its credibility. Also, Wikidata, people say that, Wikidata is for just a certain type of data. No. You can create item about anything. You can create item about 2023 elections. You can create item about a human being, an organization, a plant, anything at all. A concept about the Nigerian constitution. You can create an item about anything on Wikipedia. So it covers like a wide range of topics. You understand? And lastly, people think that Wikidata is only for Wikimedia projects. I've been one time, both on Wikipedia and Wikidata, I've been searching for something and I got my answer and information from Wikidata. Another time I got my answer from Wikipedia. So these things are very valuable knowledge base, helpful resources that anyone can freely access it and use it, not just only for Wikimedia projects. So Wikidata is used by all and it's for all. And so we have to learn to maximize it and also know how to edit it, know how it works, know what and what not to do, and all of that. So before we go into the demo, I don't know if some of us are already contributors to Wikidata, but if you're not, it's just simple. Just go to wikidata.org. Once you click on your browser, go to wikidata.org and you create, if you already have an account maybe on Wikipedia or you have a Wikimedia account, you don't need to create a new one. Just the same account log in with your username and your password. But if you don't have any wiki account before, if you've not done anything now on wiki before, you can click on create account and follow the prompt there to tell you to choose a username, choose a password, put your email, verify your email, and you're good to go. So that's all. It's very easy and very simple like that. So I'm done with my slides. So I would maybe take a question if you have before call it a before we go into the demo. Yeah. So I'll stop sharing now and let's see if we have some questions. Before we go into the demo, I will share my screen on my PC so that we'll have a better view.
Thank you very much, ChristLike, for that beautiful presentation. So at this point, before we go into the practical session proper, is there anybody with a question? Okay. So it seems everybody is following. So ChristLike, maybe we just move to the next session.
Okay. So I'm trying to um join with my maybe please help me put the link on the chat so that I can just pick it from the chat so that I can share my screen on the laptop for a better view.
Okay, is it the link for to this very meeting?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So while he is trying to arrange and move to the PC, so based on what he have just said during the presentation, we should understand that Wikidata is different from Wikipedia. It's a different project entirely from Wikipedia, but they are all project of Wikimedia Foundation. Just as he made mention, the Wikimedia Foundation is like the department or the faculty, sorry, while um, Wikipedia is a department, Wikidata is another department. We have Wikimedia Commons, another department. We have Wiktionary, another department. So we have a whole lot of departments like that. So just as for those of us who have been following the Wikipedia, the same thing as we are running the Wikipedia, the Wikidata is also different from Wikipedia. So as we go into the practical proper, we are going to see this one is actually quite very easy. All you need to do is to pay attention to the practical. I believe for those of us who are fast learners, once you see this one, you don't need to be taught twice. You can be able to begin to control it. And one thing about Wikidata is um, it is actually easy. And the information provided there is not just for Wikipedia, as he said, because a lot of press, newscaster, all these bloggers, international agencies, if they're looking for a well structured information, they usually go to Wikidata to fetch just information. So whatsoever we will be contributing as far as Wikidata is concerned, have to be reliable so that we will not mislead anybody. Every sensitive information we put there, we have to provide a reference where we got those information from. Remember, everything as far as Wikimedia project is concerned, aside from Wikimedia Commons, every other information is a secondary source of tertiary source of information. You can't assume that you know everything. Go make sure information you are providing are verifiable. It is not just something you come up from your head. Because you know Mr. Friday does not mean you should just go and start writing things about Mr. Friday without verifying it that it is actually in the public domain. Make sure it is verifiable. All right. So I would like to hold on here. I think it quite like if you are ready, I will pass the mic back to you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Friday. Are we good to go?
Yes, we are
Yeah,
good
we're
to go.
good to go.
Okay. So how do I this is like I've not interacted with Jitsi a lot. Trying to find the share screen option.
Okay, you see it after the mic and then the camera. Then you see the third one with an arrow
Okay,
going to the right hand side.
start share screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see
Yes,
your
we
screen.
can see it.
Okay, so I'm on my browser. I'm using Chrome. You can use any browser of your choice, like Safari or anyone at all. So first thing, you go to wikidata.org, like I said, and yeah, sorry, I think my so it brings you to this. This is like the main page I showed you. This is the interface. So if you're not logged in, you see an option here for you to log in. But if you are logged in, this is how it will be like. This is my username, and these are like different tabs for you to explore. This one is for alerts, informations, maybe somebody trying to sending you a message on your talk page or any alert or somebody that tagged you to anything. You see it here. This is the notification bar. You get notices here. This is your talk page. The talk page is the page where we don't have the Wikidata is not a social media, but it allows you to interact with other editors using this talk page feature. So if I want to, somebody want to talk to me about an edit that I made or something that I did well, you want to maybe encourage me, or if I'm doing something wrong and he wants to correct me, you come to my talk page and talk to me about it there. And the same thing, if I want to talk to another editor, I don't have their phone number, I don't have their email, but you can use their talk page. And let me open it so you see how it looks like. You can use the talk page to like reach out to them. So you can see 1 year ago somebody sent me a message, welcome to Wikidata, and this is another person sending me a message about adding a continent Africa when the country is in Africa. So anybody can talk to you using this talk page feature. So another one is the sandbox. And sandbox is a place that you can go to, play around just for you to um, express yourself. The it's not a live place. It's just like a playground. You can experiment. You can put store useful things there. Like on my sandbox, I have this documentation for Wikidata TM collab tool. So you can basically do anything on your site. It's a free place for you to um maybe document anything you want that you don't want it on main space yet. Then on preferences, this is where you select as the name implies, anything that you prefer as a feature. Maybe if you want your, you can go to appearance, trying to click on this is not so if you don't like, I'm using this vector legacy 2010. If you don't like it, you can choose vector 2022. When you click on it, you say save, and you can choose Meniva, you can choose monobook, you can choose timeless. This one is the appearance, how you can select how you want it to appear. Then for editing, you can select how these things, you can just come here and select it and see how it looks like. All of them, each of these. Also gadgets, you can enable some gadgets here that will help you to make your editing more interactive and more efficient. I believe that with time we'll get to learn more about some tools, some gadgets, and how to use them on Wikidata, and you enjoy it. And also you can also come here and then also select what suits you best for preferences. And same thing here, all of this is a contribution tab. This is where you click. When you click on this, you see everything that you've been doing on Wikidata so far. This is all I've done so far. My contributions. It gives you the total number of edits you've made. This is like 40,000 edits here. It tell you when you created the account in 2022, and yeah. So this contribution history. So it gives you everything that this user have done, and yeah. So I'll go back to the main page. Also on the left hand side, you see different tabs here. You can explore them sometime, and we'll get to learn about these things as time goes on too as well. So let's go into some one or two edits for this Wikidata project. You see this, you always see this box, this search box. If you're using this vector 2010 skin, you see this box here. But if you're using the other skin, let me show you. You see it at the if you're using vector 2022, you see it at the other side. Let me show you. Yeah, you see it at the top. So you see I changed to vector 2022 and the interface has changed. You see everything looks a bit different. Some people prefer this skin the way it is like this, and you see the drop downs here. They are now, you now put all those drop downs down here. But on the previous screen, vector 2010, you see this search bar was at this point. So it just depends on what you like. You can set it according to how you like it. So that's how it works. But me, I prefer the vector 2010 because I've been used to it. So I'll just go to vector 2010. So this is your user page. You can come here and write anything you want about yourself, about the project you're interested in, whatever you do. And then yeah, you can also switch to dark mode. Like this, I've switched to dark mode if you like dark mode, especially at night, or if you just prefer using dark mode. This you can switch to dark mode. You can also turn it off as well. I'll switch back to light mode. So I've switched back to light mode. So yeah, um I want to change my preference back to vector 2010. So you just click on preferences, go to appearance, change it to 2010, and click on save. Once you click on save, it will change. Our network is a bit slow, that's why it's taking some time to load up, but it will eventually. Yeah. So on the search bar, this is where you can search for anything at all on Wikidata. So let's say, for instance, you want to, let's search out for one item. Is there any suggestion? Maybe is there any suggestion in the chat? Let me see.
Maybe we can
Or
search
should we
for.
just pick any item at all? Somebody give me like a place in Kaduna that is dominated by Tyap, a location. Think Banawa. I think I've heard about Banawa. Uh, um, Zaria. Zaria. Let's start with Zaria and then I'll come to Manyi. I can't pronounce it though, but
If you pronounce that, I'll give you 1,000.
let's okay. Let's search for Zaria. If you type it, you see different options come out. There's Zaria, female given name. There's Zaria, city and local government in Kaduna, Nigeria. There is Zaria, a Slavic guardian deity of the down. There's Zaria, which is a local government. There's Zaria as a federal constituency in Nigeria. There's Zaria, a human settlement in Nigeria. There's Zaria, which is a newspaper in Kyiv. So which Zaria are we looking about? I think the most suitable one we have here is Zaria City and Local Government in Kaduna. So click on the one, the specific one you're looking for. So I'll click on it and it brings me to this. So now all of these things we're talking about, we're going to see it live here. This is the entity, which is Zaria. You can see this QID. So these are like some gadgets that I've enabled just in case you um you get confused at some point. On your interface, it's not going to be like mine because this all of these things are like gadgets that I've enabled. So yeah. But basically, this is what you see. Zaria, you see immediately you see this QID, which is the unique identifier. The code is Q147975. Whenever you search for this Q147975 now, it's going to give you this particular Zaria. As you can see, when we search for Zaria, there are so many Zarias. Now, how do we know? How does Wikidata distinguish each Zaria from this Zaria? If you open this Zaria now, you see a different code. Let me open it and show you. The code will be 4023881. See, it's different. If you click on the third Zaria, it gives you another code Q226831. So that's how Wikidata works. It helps to distinguish different items with that QID. And then immediately after the QID, um you would see this box here. It contains the label, description, and the AKA, also known as, people call it alias as well. So this is where you can, type in the label or description in different languages. As you can see here, we have it in English, we have it in Hausa, we have it in Igbo. And so if you want to see other language that it exists in, you can click on this feature. You see it also exists in Afrikaans, also exists in all of these languages. You can see them here. So you can put your own language here. If it's in Tyap, yes, it is in Tyap. So Zaria, it has a label in Tyap, but there's no description. So somebody is going to help me with the description. You can add it right here and right now.
Yeah, I just added the description.
Okay. Should we refresh the page
Yeah, you can
or did
refresh.
you put it on the charts?
Yeah, you can refresh. You see it now.
Okay. So it's important. If you find any other one that doesn't have um, a description yet, we can do it live here so that some people also can see it. Let's see if it's here now. Yes, so there is a description now. Before there was no description. So if you want to do it, it's simple. You click on this pencil icon here that says edit. Once you click on it, to give you the opportunity for you to add something or remove something. It's now the box will be open like this. And so this is for Igbo. You can now begin to type in Igbo, or if you are in Tyap, you can scroll to where there's Tyap and you can type it if there's anything you want to add or remove. And once you're done, you click on publish and that's you publish it. So that's how it works. So immediately after this small box, you see um you see this statement. So like I explained, the left side are the properties, the right side are the values. So I'm trying to like be fast a little. So this all these statements are what describe Zaria as an entity. So anybody that doesn't know about Zaria, when it comes to Wikidata, that's okay. You look that Zaria is a local government in Nigeria and it is also a city in Nigeria. And it checks, it sees an image. Oh, this is an image of somewhere in Zaria. It checks again, you see the official name is called Zaria. The native label is also Zaria and is located in Nigeria. Specifically, is located in Kaduna State in Nigeria. And the time zone is UTC plus one. That's what they use in Zaria. So if you are traveling to Zaria, you just Google Zaria um on your Google. You go to Wikidata search. You can read about Zaria here, and the coordinates of Zaria is also here, as you can see. And the office held by the head of government, the ruler. There's a chairman of the Zaria local government. So this is the office that is being held. And it has so many, you can see so many statements here. Now, when you go deeper into editing, and you'll be wondering, what is this thing for and what is this flag for? First of all, this flag means that there is a qualifier that is missing. When you put a property population and you put the population of, you say Zaria is 408,198, you need to put what method of determination did they use to get this value. So that's the qualifier that is missing. So for you to do that, you need to click on edit. Anything you want to do, just see this button, click on edit. You can now say add qualifier here. You can see it here, and now say type in the qualifier you want. When you are done, you publish it. Determination method or standard. How did they determine it? You can say by census. You can say by census, and then I will click on publish. So once I publish, it's publishing. So now that I've published, you see the flag is gone. And this is a reference that you can use to verify this information. So that's how it works. And like I explained earlier, Wikidata is linked to different projects. As you can see, we have is linked to Wikipedia and linked to the Wiki Voyage article. Yes. If it was not linked, I wanted to link it now, but it's already linked. So from this, you see an article in English about Zaria. You can click and read more. Also, Wiki Voyage is another project that if you want to read more about Zaria people, their food, the currency they use, their greetings, how the environment is like, you can click on this Wiki Voyage article to take you straight there. And yeah, you can do so many things on this Wikidata item. Let's see, I'm trying to find maybe one item that is not very that we can add statements on. Let me see this Manji argue. Let's see whether we can add one or two statements before we. Okay, it's a village in Kaduna State in Nigeria. So you can see this is the label, this is the description. So let's check and see if it's existing in Tyap. It's already existing in Tyap, as you can see. And we can add it. Maybe if I want to add in Igbo, I can come here and add in Igbo and in Hausa as well. I can add the labels in Igbo and Hausa. So if I'm adding the label, I'll just the same thing, Manyi Agu. I'll put it here, and then I'll say, oh, what village in Kaduna State, so and so, and then I'll add it. So like that's how you can. But if one thing is, if you're not sure of the description in your indigenous language, you can just leave it. Someone else can come and improve the article. Sorry, the item. We are on Wikidata. So someone else can come and improve this item. Somebody that is better understanding of the language can come back here and maybe add it. And sometimes if you are editing on Wikidata, if you see something that is not very correct, you can come back here and improve it. Now, one of the principles and policies we have, if you are typing a description on Wikidata, make sure it doesn't start with capital letters. Make sure you start with a small letter, and make sure you don't put a full stop at the end. Yes, it's our policy. Also, make sure that you don't use um capital letter except it's a proper noun. So Kaduna State is a proper noun, so you can use a capital letter here. Nigeria is a proper noun, is the name of a place. You can use a capital letter here. But if the entity If you're describing the entity, use small letters throughout. Don't put full stop. Just write normal, and it should be like a one line, statement or description about it, because it will still have statements down here that will talk more. So there's no need to write. I see people they write a lot of things, a very huge paragraph here. It's not accepted on the description. So if you want to, maybe I could you can read more about it on the guideline page, or you can drop the link for you on the chat. Uh, so I think it's description. Okay, okay.
Please continue.
I wanted to be sure. I thought we've run out of time, but I'll round up like in the next few minutes here. So
It's fine.
maybe I would get the link and post it on the chat later. But on this item now, you can see it is we are looking at the Manyi Agu. Is a human settlement in Kaduna. It's a village in Kaduna State. This is a location of an image of that place. You can see this is flagged because there is no reference. Also, it has like some other issues. An entity with native language should also have a statement, languages spoken, written, or signed. It's saying that we need to add this statement on this particular item. And also, for you to have this native language property, it needs to be like a person or a group of persons before you can use this property on this item. Meaning you should remove it because this Manyi Agio is not a person. So if you want to do that, it's very simple. You can just click on edit and click on remove and build more better statements with it. Like you can see now, this country Nigeria doesn't have a reference. You can add a reference here. We can add a reference for the location. And there's a gadget, the recurring gadget. This recurring gadget gives you suggestions about missing properties that you can add to build up more statements. So things that they are suggesting us to add here are like population of Manyi people, Manyi Agio, and what time zone is it located in, what's elevation above sea level is it, what's the postal code. So I think Manyi Agio is in the local Nigerian time, so we use it UTC+1, so we can add a statement for it now. So if you want to add a statement, you scroll down, you see this button here, add statement, click on it. Then you ask you what statement are you adding, what property. You say time zone. You located in time zone. You now say put in the value. Now ask you UTC+1. That's what we use in Nigeria, which is equivalent to West African time. So I can publish this. This is how to add statement. So why is flags? Because they need a reference. Okay, it says an entity should not have a statement for located in time zone if it also has a statement for instance of with value human settlement. Okay, okay. So it says I should take it off. So what other statements can we, let's refresh the page and see what other statements. Let me do a Google search for Manyi and see if I can find something about Manyi that we can use to improve the item. Okay, it has a Wikipedia page on Pidgin Wikipedia.
Yeah, so the money
You see
again has, yeah, it has two names. There's the Hausa rendition for the name, that's Bakin Kogi, and then the Tyap rendition for it. That's Manya V. So either of them
Okay.
would, yeah, will give you more references. But these references here in the Pidgin
Okay.
Wiki, they are good to go.
Okay. So I think we can use, if you want to add, there are a lot of in wiki data. We cannot finish it today obviously, but let me just talk about this. If you want to add a reference in Wikidata, for instance, this property doesn't have a reference. You can see zero reference here, zero reference here. And you find information on a Wikipedia page or any other wiki. Just click on add reference. The property you use is import. Let me turn on my cap lock. Import. Sorry. Import. Just say import URL, and it's a come up. Use this. This is the one you use. Don't use reference URL. I see a lot of people use reference URL. It's wrong. So this is the one you use, especially if you got it from a wiki project, any wiki project at all. This is the reference you use. So I'm getting that it's in this place is in Nigeria and it's also in Kaduna State. So I'll just copy the URL of this. I'll go and paste it here, and I'll add the retrieved property to tell the day and the time I got this information so that I can properly verify. Just in case the information changes, you can always come back here, and that's so when you're done, you publish. So yeah, same thing here. I can add it here. And I'll paste the URL, and I'll use my retrieved and then publish. And so there's also another reference you can add. You can say, oh, this is Pidgin Wikipedia. So you can say import imported from which Wikimedia project. Where did you get it from? You can say Pidgin Wikipedia. How's the spelling of Pidgin?
I think it will be Niger Wikipedia.
Okay. It's not giving me.
Yeah, it's not on net Wikidata, I think.
Okay, it's not
But yeah,
a.
it's not an item on Wikidata, but you can still try PCM
Let me see if I'll
Wikipedia. If
find. Let me find. Let me just search. Let me sure.
um, but the item itself, the article is already in the English Wikipedia also, so you can still use the English Wikipedia as a source.
Okay. Let me take it from the English Wikipedia. So this is also the item in English Wikipedia. Okay. The postal code is 802140. So we can add it. We can copy that. I got this from the English Wikipedia. I can say English Wikipedia here, and I'll click on publish. So we can add a postal code for this place in case somebody needs to. You can say postal code. What's the number? I'll copy the number and paste it here. And also add my reference that I got it from. Remember, use the import. Once you type import, you see the two of them, so you choose. If you are using import from Wikimedia project, you say English Wikipedia. Okay. So yeah. So if you also say you want to use the URL, you can paste the URL here as well. Uh, so yeah, and you can add the retrieved. So these are simple edits that you can make, like adding labels in your language, adding references, adding statements, cross-checking and fact-checking the data that is already available if it's accurate. So there are a lot of things that you can do with Wikidata. That's why we say Wikidata is not a finished project. There are a whole lot that you can do. And you cannot exhaust it in this training alone. So maybe in future trainings, you'll be able to learn more things on Wikidata, and move from making minor edits to even major edits using tools. Like on this my interface, you see a lot of tools and gadgets that I've enabled here, and you learn how to also enable it on your commons.js, and editing will be very fun for you. So yeah, I will just stop here. I think we've like taking some time, and then we can take some questions before we wrap it up. Yeah, thank you so much.
Uh, okay.
All right.
So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, ChristLike.
Guys, like well done, sir. Thank you so very much. We appreciate this presentation. I believe
Yeah.
it is an eye opener for quite a lot of the community members here. Because for some, this is their first time, while for others, it is a way of improving. So, thank you so very much for that presentation. And just as you said, there will be room for us to start making major contribution on Wikidata. So probably if you will not be tired, come by my likely reach out to you again so that you finish what you started. Of course, we'll have to we'll have to look at our chances if that will be allowed. But honestly, we appreciate you. Everything is well explicit, and we say thank you. So at this point, we would like to open the whole community for questioning. If you have any question based on the session we have today, please bring it on. This is the time, so we can tackle it before we call it a day. Any question, please?
Does anyone have a question? So we can wrap up and you know.
So I can see some people are there sipping their tea. It is all okay. It is good. So it is still part of the OT. So that's good. All right.
Stay in one
So
place, so don't be looking around.
yeah, and you stop tempting us too. Stop tempting us. Okay. So is there anybody with
Alien
question?
can answer.
I take the food issue.
This
So
one.
is there anybody with a
Is a
question for Yes,
It's
ChristLike.
quite it's
Anybody
quite
with questions,
elaborate.
please? Thank you. Okay, it's very clear that it is either everybody got it all right or the confusion is massive. But I think at this point, knowing my community, I wouldn't want to say there's much confusion because a lot of us have been balling on the Wikidata space. But for some who have not been rolling on the Wikidata, might find this a little bit strange. But not to worry, our session, while we are having the online, we also schedule an in-person session so that we can also address this squarely. But I think so far so good. From what we have seen here, for those of us who are new to the Wikidata, I believe we have seen how everything is being run, and we on our own part, we can begin something. And I believe our HOD or our principal is going to release some homework for us very soon. So we should be on the lookout based on what we have done here today. Awesome, awesome. So thank you so very much. And for those of us who are here and we wish to be part of this program proper, the Mentor Me program properly, we have a WhatsApp group where we can follow, we can join the WhatsApp group and be a part of, uh, yes. Okay. So I'll just share a link on the in our chat. So if you want to join the, if you want to be a part of the Mentor Me program, please, here is a link. Sorry, the link is not linking. Okay,
So I just shared it to chat.
okay, good, awesome, awesome. So please, you can just click on the link and join the WhatsApp group, so that from there now we can be having our discussion there. Uh, all the confusion will address them there squarely. That is the link to the WhatsApp group. Please click it and join the WhatsApp group. For those of us who are here for the first time. So we would like to allow Christ like to take the bow, but I don't know at this point. Come by. I'll hand over the mic to you to make the closing statement before we go.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, ChristLike, for finding the time to be with us today, despite your program earlier this on this very day. So we really appreciate these very lessons, and we also hope to see more of you in this very program too.
Yeah.
So I don't have much to say, but we had an in-person, the first in-person program yesterday, and today also is our very first in-person program, and I mean first online program, the special one, uh, wherein we invite those special guests to come and then speak with us. And hopefully by next week also we are going to have another special guest. So we are going to have Igilat being the special guest by next week. So please don't miss out. And those of us who are around Kaduna area, please don't miss the program by next Friday. So thank you very much.
So just to ask, Igbo is he a Nigerian from Igbo community? Is he a
So
Nigerian?
Igulad is from Chile. So he'll be present with us. He's actually from the Wiki for Minorities group. And if we look at the Wikipedia, our dashboard, I shared the link earlier on. So you see his username, and then you can be able to check and see his profile also. So the same thing with Christ, like here, you see his profile also. So we actually have a lot of people who are very grounded in Wikimedia, like Christ, like very grounded in Wikidata and also translate Wiki. And then Igilad also, he has his own strong point. And then Sadiq and Nikos and all others who are going to come in later on, they may even know more than me, they may even know more than Kuyet. So each of them will come and give us his or her own insight, and we'll keep on going. But please, even as we are getting this thing, let it not just be like one of those occasions that we just visit and then that'll be all. Please, let's just as we get these lessons, we also practicalize on them, and we improve. At the end of the day, let it be that by next December, this coming December, um, let's have an improved members that will be able to also teach other people in this very movement. So I think that's the best I have to say for now. So thank you very much.
Okay, Kambai, thank you so very much. So, for those of us, because I purposely asked that question, I want him to clear the air. So, our next guest is going to be somebody from the Europe, from the European part. So, he will be joining us, and I think it's going to be a different breed or a different discussion altogether. So, all we need to do is to prepare ourselves as we look forward to the next online session, which is coming up next week, Saturday, same time, same station. Remember, this station is going to be consistent for the time being. But so if there's any changes, we'll communicate it to you. But for now, it is a consistent movement every Friday and Saturday. Friday is going to be for the in-person and then Saturdays for online. If there are changes, will let us know on the group chat. That is why it is also important for us to be part of the group so that all information will be disseminated there and we get them firsthand. So at this point, I would like to draw the curtain here. So thank you each and every one of us. And on behalf of the Tiabu Wikimedians User Group, we want to appreciate each and every one of us for taking in our time this evening to be part of this session. So we appreciate you. Thank you and have a good night rest. Bye bye.